Here on Classic Game Room, we love classic games as well as brand new ones for the newest game consoles with fancy graphics and online gameplay and futuristic controls. But do you know what every single one of these video game consoles is missing? A giant trackball. This is the Coleco Vision Roller Controller. It has a trackball, 2 joysticks, 28 buttons, and 2 suction cups to hold it in place. The highlight of the Coleco Vision Roller Controller is the arcade-style trackball, which feels just like a trackball that you'd find in an arcade machine, like Missile Command or Centipede. It's solid, it's smooth, it doesn't wobble. It's just a terrific trackball, and this is fantastic for games on the ColecoVision like Slither, where you get that extra bit of precision and that smoothness that you get only with a trackball. That's completely lost with a joystick. There's a selector switch where you can choose between joystick control and roller control. These are the buttons that you would use to shoot in a game like Slither. There's a number of ColecoVision games that use the trackball, and I actually wish there were more because it's such an excellent controller. But these buttons feel great. I love the little indent. This is the ColecoVision, and as video game consoles go, this thing is pretty large. You can see that it practically dwarfs a Super Nintendo. That's a lot of plastic, a lot of buttons. This thing's pretty awesome. Now let's take a look at the ColecoVision Roller Controller, which is nearly as large as the ColecoVision itself. When you get one of these things, you really feel like you're getting your money's worth. Let's take a look at how to hook up the ColecoVision Roller Controller, because this is pretty interesting. And they don't do this anymore. This is the back of the ColecoVision console itself, and this is where the power supply would go. So we're going to take this, which is plugged into the ColecoVision Roller Controller, and stick that into the back of the ColecoVision. Now this thing still isn't getting power yet, because this is the power supply for the ColecoVision, which is gigantic and weighs about 10 pounds. And this thing plugs into the wall, and this is the plug that normally would go into the back of the ColecoVision. But instead we're going to actually plug this into the plug that came from the roller controller, which then passes power through the roller controller power into the ColecoVision. Let's take a closer look at this thing. It's pretty great. This is the ColecoVision Roller Controller power cord. You take the power supply from the ColecoVision, plug it into the back of that, and then take this thing and stick it into the back of the ColecoVision. So power is going through the roller controller and powering it as well as the ColecoVision. And by the way, the power supply for the ColecoVision is roughly the same size as a PlayStation 3 controller. This is a pretty serious piece of equipment. They should just write in big letters on this thing, "Do not f with me." We're about halfway there. We're almost ready to play with our ColecoVision Roller Controller. There's one more major step we have to do. We've got to plug the actual controller cables into the ColecoVision. You can see they plug into the back of the roller controller there. And these are the same plugs that you'd find on the Atari 2600. So we're going to remove the standard controllers that come with the ColecoVision, which plug in back here, which is kind of an odd design. That certainly makes the ColecoVision stand out. On the inside it says Controller 1 and Controller 2. Those numbers correspond with these numbers, Controller 1 and Controller 2. So you take these, plug it in there, this would be much easier if it was wireless. And you're almost ready to go. Now you have to find a game that uses the ColecoVision Roller Controller. This is Slither, for use only with ColecoVision Roller Controller, and I really like this game. Sure, it has fairly annoying sounds, but it's an awesome game. It's a lot like Centipede. And you're going to plug that into the ColecoVision, turn on the ColecoVision. If you want to then play with the joysticks, since this is kind of a pain in the ass to hook up, that's where this switch comes in handy for roller controller, joystick. These joysticks come out of here, and this thing gives you a lot of cables, so you can sit a good 10 feet away and still play your ColecoVision. It's pretty awesome. And as I mentioned before, it has suction cups. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the ColecoVision Roller Controller, quite possibly the greatest controller ever created in the history of the universe. I don't know why everybody wants a small handheld gaming device today. Like an iPod or a Nintendo DS does not look like this. When you're traveling, you want all of this. That way the people sitting in the seat next to you in the airplane will respect you more. And you'll definitely get some interesting looks from the stewardess when you ask where to plug this thing in. Actually, you'll probably get arrested. See, the thing is, she doesn't actually need thumbs to play it, so it's really dog friendly. Look at this. Did you get your nose out of the microphone? Thanks.